Hi folks, today we're going to talk about if you are experiencing pain in your elbow, whether it's on the outside part or on the inside part, whether you've been playing maybe some pickleball or some racket sports or maybe from your computer work. We're going to talk about a simple rehab routine that you can do using simple things that you can find around your house. So today we have a hammer, a water bottle, and if you do have some weights, you can use weights here to do these exercises. To start, I'm going to demonstrate how to do these exercises with the hammer. Okay, so the first exercise is when people have pain on the outside, right where all these tendons meet, which is typically right up here. The term for that is called lateral epicondylitis. So the goal is we need to kind of rehab and get those muscles stronger to be able to support the load of the muscles on that one specific spot, which is typically on the outside of the elbow. So a simple hammer is a great way to rehab that area. So the first exercise we're going to show you is how to rehab using extension. So the key to this exercise is to literally assist your wrist coming back, and then when you have it there, just slowly let it down. So it's kind of what we call an eccentric contraction. So you're assisting coming up and letting it come down. Now, the slower the better, and these eccentric type of contractions or these eccentric types of movements are really good to strengthen the tendons and the muscles in the forearm. You can do it the other way. So if you're experiencing pain on the inside part of your elbow, same thing. Assist with your other hand and then slowly let it come down. Now I know it's going to be hard for you to say, well, I can just go back and forth like this, but really one of the most beneficial ways to rehab that area is to help yourself out first and then slowly let it down. So even the weight of a hammer here, you'll actually feel some of that resistance, which is really, really good.
Let's take 2 seconds to show some of the alternatives to this type of movement. Again, using a water bottle, extending your wrist. You can also use a simple dumbbell here. And a dumbbell will actually probably be the most challenging version of this exercise. Again, bring your wrist back or flipping it around to curl your wrist, which helps to work the inside of the elbow.
The next exercise is we want to kind of work on what we call the pronation or supination of your forearm. So a lot of time there's certain muscles that we need to kind of work on to help with that. So again, this is where this hammer is really helpful to help to rehab that. So the first exercise you can take right in the middle of the hammer, and then again, just kind of slowly work back and forth. And this is a really good actually range of motion exercise as well to help the muscles and just to gently get things moving. The goal of this one is this shouldn't be painful. You shouldn't force yourself into having pain on either of these areas. We just want to do it a nice, slow, and controlled movement. If you find that this is no problem when you're holding the hammer right in the middle, you can progress to using it more on one end or the other, which again really helps to get range of motion and also strengthen those key muscles there. The next exercise is, again, we can use the hammer to help with strength. So literally what you can do is hold the hammer out in front of you. And again, this is called an isometric contraction. So again, your arm is not going to move, but you're going to give resistance. So the hammer is going to give resistance as you're holding it. So I'm actually working out my right arm or my right forearm as I'm holding it, and I'm actually just putting pressure. And again, I'll feel the contraction right in here. Okay, so this is just a great way to work on the strength of certain muscles. Okay, I can actually go the other way. So if I have pain here, I can work just gently in terms of holding that contraction. So again, the goal of this as well is not to force yourself into pain. We want to kind of just do that contraction just a little bit so we feel the muscle working. But we don't want to do it if you have pain in that area. We don't want to be tearing muscle tissue or making it worse. So this is just a really simple way to help with that exercise. Now the next group of exercises to help with if you have any elbow pain, this one's a great one. It's called the supinator stretch. So really with this one, what you're going to do is we're going to take your right arm, put it thumbs down. You're going to take the other hand and reach through. So you're kind of like clasping here. And then think about you're rotating a crank. So you want to keep this arm as straight as you can, interlace your fingers, and then lightly twist. And this is a great stretch to get into those deep muscles here that help with the pronation and supination. A lot of time when people are doing racket sports, those are the muscles that take a lot of the brunt of the injury. So this is a great way to stretch that. Another great way to help with the mobility and strength is to get flexibility. Is you can use, again, have your arm right in front of you, bring your fingers back just gently with your fingers. You can also flip it around the other way. Think about that you have a string coming off your fingers and you're lightly pulling towards you. So you're not jamming your wrist, you're just lightly pulling the fingers, and you can do one or two at a time. You can pull on your index finger, and again, you'll feel the stretch that comes right along and through here. Now, when it comes to elbow issues or pain in the outside or the inside of the elbow, one of the most forgotten areas is the tricep. The reason why the tricep's important because it's the link between the elbow and the shoulder, and a lot of time people have pain or trigger points in the tricep that need to be released, and that helps really with kind of elbow mechanics and helps the elbow to feel much better. So I wanted to show you a very simple way that you can do that for yourself. So all you need to do, you can do this on a chair, you got a bench, you can do it on the side of your bed. What I've done, I put like a towel here just for the comfort of my knees. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna really work this area kind of right where your arm meets your shoulder. And we're gonna use kind of your middle finger over top your index finger. And we're gonna place it right in here, and that's what's gonna be kind of working the tissue if you feel any tightness there. So what you do is you put your arm on the bench or the side of the bed, and then bring your other hand and bring it right over top on your shoulder. Then with your fingers crossed over, you want to put pressure in there and then just kind of sit back and work it. And so again, as you get in there, you'll kind of feel where the restrictions are. Feels amazing, and it really helps to open up that tricep. Finisher, or the last exercise, again in this simple protocol of helping to rehab the forearm, is using a simple elastic band. And again, you can do this at home, at work, at your desk, is again just extending the fingers. As I do that, again, you'll see the muscles working through here. You can use a couple fingers at a time if you want to target certain muscle groups, or get 4 in there, or get all 5. Again, I use this as a finisher, kind of at the very end of a routine. So again, if you use a hammer or a water bottle or a weight, and then finish it off with this extension exercise, you'll feel the burn in through the forearm, but it's a great way to start to rehab those muscles, especially if you have any pain in your elbow.